This is why you need to know about Saint Mercy Asylum. It's not just another abandoned building. It's a place where the past refuses to die, where the walls themselves seem to whisper secrets of a time long gone. The asylum stands as a grim reminder of the horrors that once took place within its walls, a place where the line between the living and the dead is blurred. It's more than haunted. It's a trap for the living. Those who dare to enter often find themselves ensnared by the malevolent spirits that linger, unable to escape the clutches of the asylum's dark history. The very air inside feels heavy, as if weighed down by the sorrow and pain of the souls trapped within. On the outskirts of a forgotten town, Saint Mercy Asylum stands, rotting and overgrown. The building, once a place of supposed healing, now lies in ruins, its walls crumbling and its windows shattered. Nature has begun to reclaim the structure, with vines creeping up the sides and trees growing through the floors. It's as if the earth itself is trying to swallow the asylum whole, to erase the memory of the horrors that occurred there. Local legends whisper of tortured souls and haunting echoes. Stories of patients who were subjected to cruel and inhumane treatments, their cries of agony still reverberating through the halls. The townspeople speak of ghostly apparitions, of shadows that move on their own, and of whispers that seem to come from nowhere. It's said that those who enter the asylum can hear the faint sounds of weeping and screaming, as if the very walls are alive with the memories of the past. One fateful October night, 4 college friends decided to explore its cursed halls. Drawn by the thrill of the unknown and the allure of the supernatural, they set out to uncover the truth behind the legends. They were young and fearless, convinced that the stories were nothing more than old wives' tales. Little did they know they were about to become part of the asylum's dark history. Armed with flashlights, they pushed through the rusted gates, laughter masking their fear. The gates creaked open with a sound that seemed to echo through the night, a foreboding sign of what was to come. As they stepped inside, the laughter quickly faded, replaced by a sense of unease that settled over them like a heavy fog. Inside, decay clung to the air. The smell of mold and rot was overwhelming, and the floor was covered in a thick layer of dust. Every step they took stirred up clouds of particles, making it difficult to see. The walls were lined with peeling paint and graffiti, remnants of the building's long-abandoned state. It was clear that no one had set foot in the asylum for years, and yet there was a sense that they were not alone. Rusted shackles, tarnished tables. It was a graveyard of suffering. The friends could almost feel the pain and despair of the patients who had once been restrained there. The sight of shivers down their spines, a stark reminder of the asylum's dark past. They could only imagine the horrors that had taken place in those rooms, the cries for help that had gone unanswered. Lily, the skeptic, scoffed at the hauntings, dismissing the stories as mere superstition. She was determined to prove that there was nothing to fear, that the legends were nothing more than figments of the imagination. But as they ventured deeper into the asylum, even Lily couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, until a fresh ash handprint appeared. Laughter faded into unease. The handprint was unmistakable, a clear sign that they were not alone. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their bravado quickly fading. The atmosphere grew tense, and the sense of dread became almost palpable. Then a whisper, "Help me!" The voice was faint, barely audible, but it sent chills down their spines. It was a plea for help, a cry from beyond the grave. The friends stood frozen, unsure of what to do. The voice seemed to come from all around them, echoing through the halls and filling the air with a sense of urgency. Drawn by curiosity and fear, they followed the voice to the basement morgue, their footsteps echoing in the silence. The basement was even darker and more foreboding than the rest of the asylum, with narrow hallways and low ceilings that made it feel claustrophobic. The air was cold and damp, and the smell of decay was almost unbearable. The friends could feel their hearts pounding in their chests as they made their way deeper into the darkness, where shadows danced and cold air thickened. The basement seemed to come alive with movement, shadows flickering and shifting in the dim light. The friends could barely see a few feet in front of them, their flashlights casting long, eerie shadows on the walls. The cold air seemed to wrap around them, chilling them to the bone. A small girl, tattered and hollow-eyed, pointed to a morgue drawer. She appeared out of nowhere, her ghostly figure barely visible in the darkness. Her eyes were empty, devoid of life, and her dress was torn and dirty. She didn't speak, but her presence was enough to send the friends into a state of panic. Mark, trembling, opened it to reveal a small skeleton in the same dress. The sight was horrifying, a stark reminder of the asylum's dark past. The skeleton was small, almost childlike, and the dress was identical to the one the ghostly girl was wearing. It was clear that the girl had met a tragic end, her life cut short by the horrors of the asylum. "Thank you," the girl whispered, then vanished. Her voice was soft, almost a sigh, and then she was gone. The friends were left standing in stunned silence, unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. The air seemed to grow even colder, and the sense of dread became almost overwhelming. Before they could react, the basement door slammed shut. The sound echoed through the halls, a deafening crash that left the friends in a state of panic. They rushed to the door, but it was locked tight, trapping them inside. The sense of fear was almost suffocating, and they could feel their hearts pounding in their chests. Shadows turned to anguished figures, dragging them into darkness. The friends could barely see what was happening, but they could feel the presence of something malevolent. The shadows seemed to come alive, taking on the forms of ghostly figures that reached out to them with cold, clammy hands. The friends struggled to break free, but it was no use. The figures were too strong, and they were quickly dragged into the darkness. Their screams, now part of Saint Mercy's echoes, haunt the asylum still. The friends' cries for help echoed through the halls, a chilling reminder of the fate that awaited those who dared to enter the asylum. Their voices joined the chorus of the lost souls, forever trapped within the walls of Saint Mercy. 4 friends vanished without a trace, their disappearance a mystery that would never be solved. The townspeople searched for them, but there was no sign of the friends. It was as if they had simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the memories of their laughter and the echoes of their screams, victims of the asylum's sinister grip. The friends had become part of the asylum's dark history, their souls trapped within its walls. The asylum's malevolent spirits had claimed them, adding to the growing number of lost souls that haunted the building. Saint Mercy remains, a trap for the living, a place where the past refuses